What's up, guys? This episode is coming out on February 7 because it's episode 11.
All right, I like it, man.
Thank you. Thank you.
Go get a Slurpee. Sorry if you hear the cat in the background. He's got the vest on, but dude is just man wants the Slurpee too.
He is loud. I can hear him.
Yeah, bro. If we sound a bit different this episode, it's because Discord is down, right? They are trying to stop the brothers from recording the podcast. I need y'all to peep game and lock in. So they went to where the gamers are at, and they said y'all can't talk anymore. What about my First Amendment right? See, this is what happens when Elon and his Doge company, right? And they go in and try to streamline the government. The Discord
I'm
goes
not
down.
a fan of the government.
Exactly.
As Vegeta would say.
This is what happens, bro.
So
that's what I'm saying.
So Ahmed, as a gamer yourself, I'm a news organization. You're saying that you think the government is trying to take down gamers?
I'm gonna be honest. Okay, look, we're on Google Meet real quick. I muted the tab by accident, so I did not hear the question he asked me. So
just say yes or no. Yes or no.
Huh?
Yes or no.
I really don't. Like, for context, I don't know what the question is, but my mom did not raise me to be a yes man, so I'm gonna say no.
Okay.
I really don't know what the question
was. You can listen back to it and you'll find out.
I have to hear it. Listen, bro, if any future employers listen to this segment, I really don't know what I was being asked.
So you just, yeah. No is the right answer, technically.
Okay.
But
okay.
Maybe. We'll find out. But what you up to? What are you playing, watching? How was your week?
Man, week's been all right. We've been fighting the flu. Thankfully, we have not gotten it, but like it's
nice.
Been hitting the area where I'm living at the moment. But I mean things have been all right. Just vibing, getting things going. I have played Astrobot.
Ooh.
For context, why are you saying ooh like that? Like you don't know, dude.
Ooh.
I texted Hadi like literally yesterday. I was I just sent a picture in our friends group chat. I just, if you have a PlayStation 5, play Astrobot. And it was a picture of the platinum that I got. So I really like it. So,
I was very surprised to see that. I'm gonna be honest with you. I saw that platinum trophy. I was like, whoa, god dang.
Dude, I have a lot to say about this game. It was such a breath of fresh air.
Okay.
I'm gonna say this, bro. Like, as someone that said the game did not deserve Game of the Year, I retract my statement. It deserves Game of the Year.
Like, really?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Like, I think so. Here's the thing, right? I think this game, like, obviously, I've actually been thinking a lot about what I want to say about Astrobot on the podcast.
Okay.
It's weird because like I went down a whole rabbit hole, right? Where how do you recommend something that is like deemed underrated, right? Because as soon as you start to hype it up, like some of the inherent value of something being underrated, like now goes away, and you muddy people's expectations.
Mm-hmm.
So I think like I went into this game being like, nah, dude, like Game Awards flopped. They should have given it to some other game, blah blah blah. Like I was gonna be like the what's his face, the Wukong CEO and be upset. But I think the people that are saying that have not played this game. I think Jake Baldino from Game Ranks puts it perfectly. If you are tired with the state of gaming, just play this game. It's just simple, good old game. Like I don't want to, because I feel like if I say this might ruin it for some folks, or like it might set the expectation too high. But the perfect way to explain how I felt playing this game was the food critic scene from Ratatouille.
Oh,
bro, I played that game and I was like, dude, this is what games that I used to play. It's just simple fun. It's so like like you can tell people the people that made this had a lot of passion when they put the game when they made the game, and like they poured their heart into it. Like
Yeah.
there's everything has animations, the attention to detail, chef kiss, it's so good. Like there's so many times like I would just go into a level just to see how the different like the unique animations in each world, what the enemies would do,
Someone told
or
me
how they would
that
interact with me.
someone made the comparison to It Takes Two, where every level is amazingly unique and every level is like mechanically different and very well thought
Mhm.
out. Is that the case?
Yeah, yeah, very much so. Like I will say there are like so I think people wanna do quick draw and compare this game to Mario, right? And be like, "Oh, dude, does this beat Mario Wonder? Does this beat Mario Odyssey, Mario 64, Mario Sunshine?" It's like, okay, we need to take a step back and like contextualize this. You're talking about like you're comparing like maybe like the studios arguably like second or third low budget platformer to like the golden standard of platformers, right? Like I
Mario,
think
things like that.
Mario, right? Yeah,
Yeah.
right.
Hold on one
And
second. Give me 1 second. Okay, we're back.
yeah, I was reading that the the team that made like Team Asobi, the guys behind Astrobot,
Hmm.
what took them 3 years and it was essentially a team of 60 people, right? Like that's
Interesting.
extremely small and lean for game development, especially nowadays, right? I think
Right.
there was like some news before about like layoffs and stuff happening, but now like they were able to make this game feel as good as it did with all the unique animations and details and thought and care put behind each world. Um, so I think for me, like the thing that's like very astounding is obviously like small team that does all of that, but you get to feel the love and care. Like even at the Game Awards speech, the studio director came out and straight up said, "Hey, you know, we're not the first people to make platformers. When I was a kid,
Hmm.
like he literally said this. He's like, I got a gray box, and it came with it a game called uh, something about Super Brothers, and you know,
Yeah,
they
yeah,
no,
yeah.
he literally said this, and then at the end he's like, you know, as he noticed, I didn't say their name, right? Like, but he
Yeah.
understands that like that he's not the first to do it, and
There's history there
there
and stuff.
yeah,
Yeah.
and something that, like, struck me, and I think that makes me feel like that, like, childlike awe inside, like that feeling that I have inside when I play the game, when I play Astrobot, is the studio had also, like, in interviews and at the Game Awards, he's like, "You know, when we were making this game, we thought, 'Hey, this is like, there's a good chance that this is gonna be some kid's first game that they play.'" So,
Oh
I don't know,
yeah.
it
Interesting.
just feels like that, you know, like they like I mean, I'm reiterating, but like there is a lot you can feel the love and care, and it's just I had a big old smile playing this game,
Well,
man. So
that's
I
good
really enjoyed it.
because I did play the demo that released with the PS5,
Mhm.
and the demo gives the vibe. It's like, okay, like this is just a PS5 like demo reel, and that's fine. But like, like it's like, oh, you have to go to Heat Sink Island, and it's like, okay, I don't really care for something like that. But the fact that they're able to
Mhm.
turn that around and make it like a beloved thing is really nice to see and hear as well.
Yeah. Like you honestly, man, I think you just have to take the game for what it is, right? Like like it's not really a spoiler, right? The game really starts with like, oh, you're an alien steals the core components of your PlayStation and they have to go get it back. And
Yeah, and
like
that's
your
fine. I mean,
spaceship is a controller. It's like it leans into some of it, but it's like god damn, dude, some of this stuff is so endearing, like you can't just help but cheese while playing it, in my
hmm,
opinion.
nice. I know there's a gambling game in there, so you must have.
Oh, dude, yeah. Dude, I was on the slot machines, man. That's all I'm gonna say.
Nice. What else did you play? Watch, read,
I mean,
think.
I mean, I've, I mean, I've, I mean, finished Rick and Morty. It's a then again, like before y'all say whatever, it's a good, it's a well unique show. I'm not gonna be like you have to have a high IQ, but it's just interesting to see the situations that they come up with,
Is the show
and also
done?
watching Severance. Yeah, huh? I'm sorry.
Is the show done? Done?
I mean, I've finished whatever is on HBO, so
Okay,
I mean, so to what I care about, it's done.
fair
So
enough.
and then just keeping up with Severance. Yo, this cat is meowing, bro.
That one I heard.
This is so scuffed, bro.
He should start third
And
guest.
it's all because of Elon.
Mm,
He bought he bought Discord and
he,
he took it down. No.
it's all
Anyways,
good.
man. Enough about me, man. What about you? What you been up to?
What else am I up to? Let me see. I haven't had much time to play, just setting up house stuff, but been playing recently. I played more Rivals, jumping back into ranked. It's fun. It's pretty good. I also played this game on Game Pass called Pentiment. I haven't played much of it.
Oh, is that the one that's like has like a stained glass look or whatever?
Yes. The art style is
Okay.
very nice and very unique. But again, I've barely played it. I do want to play more of it. I haven't figured out what the gimmick of the game is yet, and that's how early on I am into it. So
You don't have a premise yet, like
yeah, I don't have a premise yet.
know.
Yeah, I'm not sure exactly what is the premise, but I am excited to figure it out.
Mm.
And then the next thing that I did was I watched up to episode 2 of Squid Game season 2. Pretty good so far. I think the change in the formula is really interesting. So we'll see how it goes. And then I'm also watching One Piece via One Pace. So that's going well, pretty fun. Got a lot of progress, and it skips a lot of like filler content, which is really nice. So I'm liking it, liking the show a lot, liking the characters. The One Piece is real. But yeah, that's all I played. And actually, I did play Car Mechanic Simulator 2021. Did you play Car Mechanic Simulator 2021?
I played a little bit of it. I'm gonna be real with you.
I'll be honest with you, Chief.
Let's get into it.
Yeah,
all
let's
right.
get
Is
it.
it gas on Game Pass? You can catch the vibe right now. Hadi, kick us off.
Absolutely not. What in the world, bro? Well, we rolled this and we were genuinely excited to like, oh yeah, we should do that. You know, it could be good. Dog, this game was so like, okay, it's made for a very specific set of people. You know what I'm saying? Like people who are super into that car mechanic, like it's just okay. First off, the developer and publishers Red Dot Games, who apparently make a lot of car mechanic games, is what Ahmed has here in the notes. Elevator pitch is that you literally just own a auto shop and like people drive their car in, you have to like fix their car, whatever the issue might be. And it's like literally, it's so granular that like it didn't scratch any kind of itch. If anything, it annoyed me playing it, you know?
It was too much of a simulator, dude. It was it was rough. Like I don't mind something that's like really deep into it, but the controls felt very clunky, and I was like, dude, what? Like I'm pressing E to interact, and like it's not doing anything. Like I don't know, it just felt very
funny enough. Actually, you said that like it's too simulatory, and to an extent I agree. I actually think that it's not. There's too much of a bridge, or rather a gap between full-on simulator and what this game is. Full-on simulator has me thinking like, oh, like I gotta like turn the wheel physically, like in terms of like whatever, like make a mouse movement or like press these buttons to do it. But in this game, you're kind of just going. They have some like little mini games, but you're kind of just going from one area to the next to say, click on this wheel, bring that wheel down, click on this, bring that over here. You're like, and you're not doing anything. Fair. You just click to do it and it automatically does it. Like in games like Surgeon Simulator, that's like a quote unquote true simulator thing where it's like, not true simulator.
That. Yo, man, let me just Kobe the heart in this guy's chest. Simulator.
But I'm saying like with simulators, generally the way that I look at it is like there's a level of physics, there's a level of like not jank, but there's a level of like involvivity, whatever the word is.
Involvement.
That's the word. That's the word. Level of involvement you have with the world. Here is just go here, click on that, do this. And it's like, okay, in my opinion, that level of involvement is not there enough to make it like a valid simulator-esque type game. But I don't know. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, no, I definitely get where you're coming from. There weren't enough, I guess, unique feeling controls. I
Yeah.
guess like because it was just like click, click, click. Like you're playing a Telltale game, sort of. The one thing I will say that like I finished the tutorial and I was like, all right, let me just do the first level. I get
Yeah.
into the level and I'm like, all right, it's not. There's no like like you're looking at a rusted car and you're like, well, like I guess maybe part of the game is to figure out what do you need to fix.
Mm-hmm.
But the tutorial like is deep where it's like, okay, you're gonna change the shocks and the suspension and rebuild the brake and rebuild the engine and do this coolant change and do this fluid exchange and this. And it's like, okay, so like now you have like a laundry list of a billion things you have to look at. Like, and I'm like, okay, I kind of don't want to do this
Yeah.
right now. Like, it doesn't lean into like, oh, like, like, I'm jumping all over my words, right? Like, Power Wash Simulator. There's a dirty house. Go clean it. All right, man. It's a simple story, man. Just, you're done.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
But yeah, so I don't know. Like I can see like I feel like there's a point to be negative, right? But it's not my thing, right? I can see that somebody might like it, right? Like the puzzle of trying to fix a car, fair, right? But I think I don't know, I just wasn't doing it for me.
Honestly, it
I'll
reminded
be
me that I
honest.
needed to get my oil changed to my my real car. So,
Yeah.
yeah, no, I just don't think that this is. I'll say it's not. It's. I don't think it's gas on Game Pass personally. What do you think?
Yeah, I agree. It is not for me, but I mean,
Yeah.
hey,
What would you give it
shout out,
at?
shout out to those folks though.
Yeah, I mean, if you enjoy this kind of stuff, then more power to you. It's just for me. Oh my god, dude. Oh my
Yeah.
god. Let's roll the next. Is it gas on Game Pass real quick?
Yeah,
Let's
sure.
see. 1 second here. Where am I looking? Here it is. All right. You have your thing open?
Yeah. Where is the random? Yeah, found it.
All right. 3, 2, 1. What do we get?
What is this game, bro?
What is this?
I got light. Wait, sorry. Go for it.
No,
Go
you
for it.
go for it. You go for it.
Lightyear Frontier.
Lightyear Frontier. Okay.
Yeah.
I got what is this game called? Expeditions. What is this? Expeditions,
Yeah,
a
go for it.
Mud Runner game, Supreme Edition. Okay. Saber Interactive. Interesting.
Okay. Yeah, this game here is a open world farming sim. Climb into your versatile mech and start a new home in a new planet. Up to 3 friends.
What is this called?
Lightyear Frontier.
Lightyear Frontier. Oh, this looks cute.
Yeah, I mean, I mean, you're calling this one. I think I did the tie break last time, so you call it
All
here.
right, let's do Lightyear Frontier.
Cool. Alrighty.
Alrighty.
It looks like it is a game preview, so it's like an open beta. I mean, whatever. Early access type beat.
Oh, is it? Yeah, well, whatever.
Yeah.
That's fine. All right. Lightyear Frontier will be our next. Is it gas on Game Pass?
Yes. Yes. And that being said, we're about to transition into the hot news. Hadi, I want your real opinion on this, right? What do you think of the Luka Doncic
Oh my
trade?
god. I don't know
What do you
enough about basketball to make a very informed
wait,
decision.
hold. What's going on here? Oh my god, breaking news from the stock market.
Ooh,
Right?
okay.
Fresh off the press. Right?
Okay.
A line in the sand has been drawn. The poker chips are stacked on the table. Rockstar says they are going to officially release in fall of 2025.
Release
That
what?
is actually kind of crazy. This kind of came out from the Take-Two investor call, which is if you you can, I mean, you can hear it if you want, but basically they kind of said, "Ayo, this is what we're planning to do." They don't have a hard release date, but they know the window. This is kind of crazy because this is the game of the year. Not my game of the year, but it's the cultural phenomenon. Your grandma is gonna be talking about this. Your mailman is gonna be talking about this.
Weirdly enough, she is gonna be. Yeah, she's like, hey,
Yeah,
what?
can I get a copy on release date? No, but it is. I mean, there were kind of murmurs like, is this thing actually gonna release this year? And so yeah, they kind of came out and said it. What's your take on this, man? Do you think games are gonna get delayed because of this? Are you excited for GTA 6? Let's hear that first.
I'm gonna be honest. No, I don't care for GTA 6.
My man, right there.
Yeah, I don't care for GTA 6 in a sense that like I did not play the story for GTA 5, and I don't like how GTA 5 plays either. So I don't know, man. I don't really care. Like, I'm glad it's coming out. I guess I'm worried about that. We had this conversation last time. The $100 GTA like raise or whatever. So we'll see if that actually happens. But I don't know. I mean, the thing is, I'm looking at this. I'm trying to find a calendar, and there doesn't look like there's any games to be like. No game has been announced for 2025, like that time period.
Yeah. So I think that's like strategic, right? I think a lot of games, like when they were putting their trailers out last year and getting things ready, they're like, oh, we're just 2025. I think they knew they had it. Like I think a lot of people were expecting, because like you would have to be Sony level stupid to put your game up next to like giants, right? Like I think that's what happened with like their 2 for 2 on Horizon, right?
Yep.
I think it launched next to Elden Ring, and then it launched next to another big game.
Breath of the Wild was the first one.
Wild, right?
Yep.
Exactly, right. So it's like now people know Rockstar and GTA is such a powerhouse that like, do you want to have your multi-year work just be demolished just because of the wrong time?
Well, the thing is, it's not even about wrong time. Though, okay, it is wrong time, but in a sense that like if you think about it realistically, unless you have an idea of how much GTA 6 is going to cost, if it is $100, that could be ruining for like until they announce the price, or once they announce the price, like till the game comes out and further beyond. The reason I say that is because if it is $100, right, people are going to look to that and say, well, I'm not going to buy any of these other games because it's $100. I need to save my money for that. You know what I'm saying? So all these other games could be screwed by that point, which I don't know what the solution is and all that stuff,
Yeah. No, I agree. I like it. That's a fair point. That like if this is a purchase that people are gonna make, they're not gonna want to try anything new. Probably around that time or even after that time, like when the game comes out. But let me ask you this, man. What do you think about paying $3 for each frame for each FPS for the next blockbuster GTA 6, man? There is a Reddit thread with like a previous Rockstar employee. He's an animator, so maybe he has a feeling for this. He said that there is a good chance that the GTA 6 is going to be running at 60 FPS on current consoles. What do you think about that? Do you want to pay $100? Do you want to pay $3 for every single frame of GTA 6?
What? Wait, so I'm confused about this breakdown. Like, what does that mean?
Okay, so I was trying to do a dumb. Okay, look, like writer's room here, real quick. This is long story short. Let me just simplify it. The game is gonna be apparently gonna be locked at 30 FPS. I thought it'd be a funny haha moment. Like, imagine paying $3 per FPS.
Oh, okay.
Because 3 times 30, you get 90. That's roughly $100. Never mind, bro. Fucking all right. Let me. This is why I need ESL classes.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to ruin it. I'm sorry.
No, you're good. You're good. Oh, let me rephrase it this way. What do you think about GTA 6 being locked at 30 FPS? Potentially locked at 30 FPS.
30 FPS for how? You said for all consoles or what?
Apparently.
Hmm.
That again. This is a rumor from a former animator. Like, I
Man,
imagine the world. They're like, oh my god, the game's coming out. You boot it up. It's running 30 frames per second.
man. I don't know. There's no way. 30 frames is kind of, it's like, I would argue like borderline unacceptable in this day and age. I feel like if you have consoles as powerful as they are, you shouldn't have to do that.
Mhm.
I don't know. What do you, I mean, what do you think? I don't know. Like, that's stupid,
I
right? Am I crazy? That's just dumb.
No, it's a fair point. I was looking at it from an angle of like I okay, like to recent mind. I don't know if there is a current game, maybe aside from Gotham Knights on the Series S that ran at a 30 FPS. Maybe Starfield question mark. I don't know. Like the uh but
Oh,
if this game is rumored,
Avowed was going to be 30 FPS when it comes out.
oh, are they did they
I think they
tweak
fixed
it or
that. I think they tweaked that, but or something like that. But
okay.
I did remember it out. Yeah.
Yeah. Like I think like gamers are more, even console gamers are more in tune with FPS now, right? And for a game to cost that much,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and like I think that's gonna set a very bad standard. Like again, hypothetically cost $100. Hypothetically rumored to run 30 FPS. That is like the if you're looking at like the Punnett square of like best case, worst case.
Yeah.
we got we got jam packed like 30, like if you look at the square, right? If it's like, oh, 60 FPS, 30 FPS, $40, $100. Somehow we landed in the intersection of 100 and 30 FPS. That,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
like I think is gonna suck. And given the way it's like a trend setting type of game, um like I don't want to see what the ripple effects of that would be, right? Because that's probably going to knock us back a couple of like improvements, right? Like we finally, like we just got to the cusp of like unlocked frame rate,
Yep.
in like almost like 144 or 120 FPS on consoles, right? Like next console will do that, and like TVs are improving and like are supporting that. Um, so it would suck for that to be all reversed.
I absolutely agree. I mean, we'll see how this story develops, but I don't. There's no way 30 FPS is insane. But then again, it's also within the realm of possibility because Rockstar likes to like animate the horse's testicles on like Red Dead Redemption or whatever. Like, you know, like
Yeah,
they're crazy
dude,
about it. So
he's not even joking. If you don't know, in Red Dead Redemption 2, if you're in the mountains in the cold, the horse balls shrink. If you're in the swamp, they get bigger. I just want to know who was like, yo, hey, this is an Easter egg. Let me watch. Hey, move the camera real quick. I want to see some of that.
what are you watching? Oh, it's research, I promise.
Yo, dude, mom,
Here's
dude,
what
I'm
happened.
making a YouTube video.
Here's what happened.
Top 10 Easter eggs.
Some guy at work got caught looking at that stuff, and when they asked what the hell are you doing, he said, I'm researching for the game. They're like, what do you mean? I think we can make horse testicles in the game. They're like, dude, give this guy a raise. And he just got out by the skin of his the skin of his teeth, you know.
Yeah, he's like, oh my god, dude, you're not gonna believe this. Oh man.
But
Yeah.
speaking of groundbreaking revolutionary games, did you know that 2024 nominee, fighting game of the year nominee, and 2022 fighting game winner of the year, Multiversus, is officially shutting down?
Yes, that's wild, man. That it's crazy the moment in time that it captured. Um, it's it sucks to hear because we thought that we finally there's gonna be if there was a game to, I don't say dethrone, but like go toe to toe with Smash, because like right now there isn't really
Mhm.
like a Smash
Like,
like something that compares to it. Yeah, right.
yeah.
Like you Brawlhalla, like I'm not playing no 2D game. Rivals of the Ether, like that just sounds weird. Like there's something about the vibe, honestly, about like
Well, hold
those
on.
platform fighters.
Those games that you named are actually pretty good. Like they're
No, I know.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Like my thing is like I'm speaking from like a normie playing these games, right? It's like a
Mhm.
vibe, and the fact that you had Batman's gonna beat up Bugs Bunny,
Mhm,
and then
mhm,
the
mhm,
Martians,
mhm.
Marvin the Martian, whatever from Looney Tunes is gonna be, and then freaking Finn from Adventure Time. Like, it's crazy. Yo, they even had freaking Agent Smith, dude.
Bro, they had Arya Stark in the game. Like,
Yeah.
here's the thing, right? The issue is that this game, news came out that this game's shutting down, whatever. They are making it available for offline play, which is kind of nice. But essentially what's happening is that these guys, like, they're not like, they weren't, one, making enough money, right? And two, the big thing is that, like, the way that the game came out initially, remember how it came out for a couple of months and then they took it away and then they brought it after, like, when they took it away and they brought it back, that jump to Unreal Engine 5 like really killed the game because it didn't run well after it came back, and dev time was always behind in terms of trying to get up with like the release because they were so busy catching up to Unreal Engine 5 they weren't able to make like good progress on it. You know, like things like that. There's just so much there that they just were not able to like capitalize on, and it kind of led to that dev drought in terms of like not content, because they did have characters, I guess more so like quality of life and just making sure the game is good and all that stuff. And like it just, you know, it essentially shot itself in the foot.
Yeah, man. It's I think like also like the game like moving a lot slower like ruined the vibe. And I think a lot of people were saying it plays like a different game. It just sucks to see the leaks for like, or like things that either were on the concept like on the cutting room floor or planned to come out.
Yes,
But they like, it's insane, right? So like they like some of the leaks either from data mines or whatnot, like you would have had Static Shock, Poison Ivy, Fred Flintstone, friggin' Legolas,
right,
from Lord of the Rings,
which is also weird
Mr.
because
you know, like, you have such recognizable characters. Dude, apparently Ben 10 question mark.
That's what I'm saying. They had such a good like back. It's Warner Brothers. They have everything under the sun in their like in their portfolio, and yet it just didn't work out and all that stuff. That being said, even if you are upset about the game, there have been reports of people threatening the devs and like the like creators of the game, which obviously don't do that. That's like a very stupid thing to do. But you know,
bro, it's just pixels, man.
Yeah, exactly.
But it's crazy to see, like, not to negate that point, but it is crazy to see the generational fumble, man. Like if you look at the Steam charts, I'm gonna do a quick Multiversus Steam charts, man. Multiversus, like it's insane, the peak and the fall off, man. Like if you look at all time, like this game had all-time peak of like 150k people on it, and it just captured a lot of people, and that's not even including consoles. And I think honestly, like had they pivoted the way Fortnite did, like it would have been great. Like Fortnite, if you don't know, originally came out as like a PvE fight against the world kind of zombie survival game, and you build things against the zombie, right? I think if you've ever seen it, kind of like Orcs Must Die kind of style of game. This is what the vibe I got. And then PUBG pops off, and then they said, "Hey, yo, let's just throw in a quick battle royale mode," and that like blew up. And like they could have said, "Hey, we're gonna make this into a full game." They said, "No, keep it running. We're gonna build the train tracks as a train is coming," and they kept the player base intact. I think that was like their biggest fumble for Multiversus. I'm being honest with you, man. Like had they not shut the game down, you would have seen a portfolio maker.
I would say honestly, even like I could see it on Evo stage, to be completely honest. Like I could see it like being like the new Smash to come in and be okay, this is our platform fighter for, you know, but unfortunately they just kind of just again, it died, shot itself at the foot.
Unfortunately, man.
But you know what else is unfortunate? The BioWare Studio update. A brief quote of the article, and we'll have it in the descriptions, things like that. But a brief description is A core team at Bioware is developing the next Mass Effect game under the leadership of veterans from the original trilogy. Today's news will see Bioware become more agile, focused studio that produces unforgettable RPGs. Here's what's going on, right? That's corporate speak for we had to essentially fire some employees or move them around off the project because they're operating only on Mass Effect right now, and they're like trying their best to be lean and make it like really good. Whether it will be or not is a different question, but that's what's going on here.
I think that's a good thing. Like if they're concentrating like the talent and like so how do I say this, right? Like there is a benefit in being lean, right? Because like I think you would have the problem of like too many cooks. Like not necessarily like, oh, everyone's gonna give an opinion, but like if you're a big ship, it's gonna take a while for you to move, right? So if you like slim things down a bit, like I'm not saying like lay off people. Like from my understanding, they said, hey, like Mass Effect is still in its like not really concept stage, but it's still early on, right? And
right.
Traditionally, video games, you once the game launches, you have some people working on like a post support, post game support, doing some art, doing some things, and then you have some other people like smaller team working on the next project. Since it doesn't sound like they're doing like post game support, like or DLC or content here, then oh my god, this cat is over here. Since they're not doing that, they're like, well, we can use the artists and engineers and designers on other parts in EA.
Yeah.
And so like if they just say, hey, we're gonna make the people at Bioware like very specific and then like scale that appropriately, then fair. I mean, like that's not like because I think initially on paper it's like, oh my god, they just nuked half the people. It's like,
yeah,
it's not really that. It's they just like corporate talk or whatever, right? Like they move people around. Is that better? Is that good for the employees? Like it probably sucks to like be uprooted from something that you liked working on, right? But I think people are kind of sensationalizing this a little bit too much. And sometimes you just need to like put your head down and get yourself together, and I think that's what they're doing. Like I think it'll be interesting to see how they progress moving forward, but like some of the best companies have started off as like these like little little tangents, right? Like these like subgroups of people. So I mean,
I mean, I know I opened up the story with like, oh, that means like they fire these people, but hopefully these people find new jobs in different areas of the company. But yeah, I can agree with that like start lean and then grow as you need it type beat. So we'll see what that means for Mass Effect. I guess that means that it's just still an early concept stage, and so we're not going to see this game for like another year or two, I would say at least, right? Because if they are getting a small team together to put, to build it all out and stuff, But
sorry, can you say that last thing?
No, you're good.
Brain
No, I was saying that I was just saying that the idea is that that means that Mass Effect is probably like a couple of years away, in my opinion, because they're starting from scratch essentially right now, which is fine. But we'll see where that goes. Just like we'll see where the next Dragon Age game will go, because the EA CEO says that Dragon Age the Veilguard failed to, quote, resonate with a broad audience, unquote. Gamers increasingly want shared world features. For those who don't know, EA said Dragon Age engaged, quote unquote, 1.5 million players during its recent financial quarter, which is down nearly 50% from the company's projections. And by engaged, there's a couple of different ways to look at it. You can do it on EA's version of Game Pass. You could do it by purchasing it. You could do it by renting the game and trying it out, all that stuff. Like, or not renting, but like purchasing it from the digital storefront or purchasing it physically. And they engaged 50% less than what they were expecting. Whether that's because they had, like we talked about last time, too much of a high engagement number, or it's just people weren't interested. Now, for some reason, they decided they decided to um, that the EA has decided to say, oh, actually, you know what? I think the issue is the fact that they need more shared world features and more live service stuff in the game, which is, in my opinion, exact opposite of what people really play Bioware games for. And if they he's basically saying if they had shared world features and deeper engagement, it might have sold more copies, but realistically, that's kind of the death song from these kinds of games where they force live service into it and people are like, hey, this is stupid, why is this in here? And it kind of makes people not interested in the game in the first place, you know?
Yeah, that's I mean, it's like that's true. I mean, there is like I mean, this is freaking EA CEO here, right?
Mm-hmm.
The There are data points that basically say people really want live service games, right? Like it's interesting because like a lot of live service games come and flop, and they don't capture the market that they're trying to do. But there, I think there's more people playing like games that came out like 10 years ago than games that are coming out now, right? So I can see where what he's trying to say, right? Like maybe like, oh, they want to play this game co-op, right? Or oh, they want to have some way to kind of feel like there's like more to do. Sure, I guess, right? But the um because there are some people that like actually don't mind shelling out money for a cosmetic or something, or like a $5 skin or something. I'm
Mm-hmm.
not. Does that need to be in the game? I don't think so.
Yeah,
But
probably not.
I can see the comments that he's making, but I primarily I think the most of the feedback levied against this the game has been like they watered down a lot of choices that you can make in Dragon Age of Veilguard, right?
Mm.
Bioware games, you can make like in Mass Effect, make your shepherd be a specific way. Like if you go full Renegon or for full Paragon,
Mm-hmm.
right? Or Renegade Paragon. So Renegade's the bad one, like the douchebag choices, and Paragon is the good guy choices, right? Like you can like really make your shepherd feel a certain way. Whereas like this one, they made the playable character Rook more just appealing. Like it's like you can be like ever so slightly passive aggressive or super kind. Like you can imagine
Yeah,
that like
the nuance is
the
gone.
yeah. So it's like you kind of lose that like RPG feel, right? But I heard the ending is phenomenal. So like if I think if they try to not make such a cookie cutter kind of Marvel approach to
Mm-hmm.
get everybody happy go lucky, then maybe like that's something that they can kind of improve on. But um I don't know, man. Like it's like I can see why the CEO is saying what he's saying, but from the most part, like it's
I see it, I just don't agree
yeah,
with it is the thing, you
yeah,
know?
same. You know what else people don't agree with? The fact that it's unbelievable. The fact that Ubisoft lets you go to a Japanese shrine and desecrate it. That's so banana. It's in the game, dude.
Mm, okay.
This is from a someone that had early access, either from a dev build or something, or like or a press hands-on of the game. They are walking up as Yosuke and just pressing buttons and waving the sword around and scaring the citizens in Assassin's Creed Shadows. The biggest comment is, "Brother, you're holding the controller." Uh, so this is more, I guess, sort of the rage bait tactics that people have, like when discussing like video games and uh, specifically Assassin's Creed Shadows, right? Like I think this is like people are really pulling anything just to be upset about and just like not uh like like I feel like this is like in bad character, right? Where it's like, dude, like what are you trying to do here? It's like
I'll be honest, you
Like,
started this story and the tone you took, I was like, is he actually upset? I'm really confused here. And then I was like,
listen, I'm acting right now.
no,
Like,
and you were good at it. You got me. I was like, what the heck? I agree with you. I think it's really stupid that people are upset about this. And at the same time, you are holding the controller. But also at the same time, I can understand from the perspective of like people in Japanese culture and like people who are part of those religious groups that are like, hey, like this is a little offensive actually that they, because like if someone did that to like a masjid, I'd be like, hey, like that's not,
I'm it's fair,
like
but like the thing is like you can do this in any game, right? It's like so
in a
I think one
church
of the main
specifically.
dude, okay, brother, friggin' the ending of Assassin's Creed 2 is you beating up the Pope.
Oh well, okay, fair enough, fair enough.
Like,
Yeah,
so,
yeah. I
so
never played
it's
Assassin's
literally
Creed,
like
so I wouldn't know. Yeah,
yeah. So I mean, spoiler alert, I guess. Hey, bro, it's like 20 years, man.
that's fine.
Yeah,
I'm sure it's okay.
yeah, but it's crazy because so like so some of the feedback, right? Like some of the discussions we're having. I think I'm gonna chart into some dangerous territory here, right? So like back in like 2015 or 2013, there was this Anita Scarcesian. She did like the feminist like analyzation of video games, and like one of the main things or one of the talking points that she had was, oh, GTA 6 like or GTA leans into the male fantasy. Like, why can you go and beat up a hooker and things like this, right? And
Mhm.
that's like fair, like that's in the game, but like you can beat up anybody in GTA, not specifically just hookers. Like it's not like they're the only exclusive NPC that can get hit.
Right.
And I think that's like to draw a parallel between that and this, right? Where there's people online in bad character just like, oh my god, I really want to hate on this game because like we don't like Ubisoft and oh these black samurai, and they're just doing dumb stuff like this. I think the discourse around games is just people really want to rage bait just because it gets responses, and I'm talking about it right now, but like people are getting eyes on their content, so it's
Hmm.
I think a lot of times when people talk about like I'm gonna reiterate right now, but like it's you have to kind of look at like where people are coming from, right? Like do they even play games? Or are these just like the go woke, go broke folks just doing whatever just to get some talking points?
Now, if the other character, the Asian character, the woman, if she can't do it, like in terms of destroy the stuff and all that, I'm just saying from the perspective of like, why are they making
Yeah.
like and this was brought up actually earlier that there was some news stories saying like, you play as Yasuke and it's fun, but at the same time, there has to be that question of like, why is the black samurai character like the one who's like loud and bumbling and able to go in and destroy, like runs through the market and causes a ruckus, things like that? Like what kind of stereotypes are you like enforcing here? But again, was a samurai, so again, I don't know what their modus operandi are,
Yeah.
so
I mean, I can see how someone can like have that like
yeah.
not take but like reach to that conclusion. But at
I
the same,
personally don't know if I
if
agree
you're
with
looking at
it, but I can see where it's
yeah.
coming from,
Like if you're looking at it from a pure gameplay thing, a guy in armor is not the most nimble. Like he can't do parkour, right?
Right. At the end of the day, yes, I agree. Like it's one of those things where I personally don't associate it with like that. Like, but I've seen arguments where it's like why is this character this way, and
Mhm.
so I think we just have to wait and see for when the game is complete. I think we have to wait and see, and like when it fully comes out, and if then people are like, "Yo, dude, this is actually not okay," then I think people can get upset. But until then, I don't think
Yeah.
we've done enough,
Yeah.
or seen enough yet. At least for me.
Yeah. No, that's a fair point. No, I agree.
Yeah, but then it goes into this was an interesting story. Phil Spencer straight up says no to gatekeeping and confirms Forza and Starfield for other platforms, most likely PS5, because there's no way that the Switch is going to be able to run these things.
It's
But
running on the Switch too. What do you mean?
oh, true. Sorry.
The perfectly optimized Starfield with the 1,000 billion generated planets
Like,
fit compacted into the freaking Switch.
I
Like,
can't
come on,
wait
man.
for Starfield to come to PlayStation to not sell anything there too.
I mean, dude, watch them make like a second like actually, I don't know if they're doing a second expansion. Like they're gonna have to have a content drop when this game re-releases because otherwise it would be kind of a flop. I mean,
Hmm.
it kind of low key is, but like maybe they make some improvements, do something, do like a. I doubt they're gonna do like a Cyberpunk 2.0 kind of situation, but I mean,
Maybe, probably
you,
not, but
you
we'll
you
see.
never know what they're cooking, bro.
Maybe.
It's crazy because I heard a rumor that apparently Master Chief Collection is also gonna be going there as well as Gears of War.
Oh, interesting. I can see that.
Yeah.
I mean, that's good that they're becoming more available to everyone and people can play them. What do you think about the idea of Phil saying no to gatekeeping? It's just all good to go. Let's go, type thing. What's your take on it?
I mean, I think part of it is like posturing, right? Like they can't own all the studios and all the publishing rights to some of the most major games and be like, you can only get it at this on this storefront here or
Mm-hmm.
on this controller on this box right here. I think part of it is there, right? But then also part of it is like if you look at an extension of what mobile gaming did, right? Because like Resident Evil 4 runs natively, like the console version runs natively on an iPhone, right?
Yeah.
In a couple of years, like you might see a bunch of other games running on consoles, right? Or on phones, like natively. And we might not even need freaking like a Switch specifically or a Steam Deck specifically, So I think he is like like I've been wrong on Phil and Xbox in the past, but if I see the chess move that he's making, he's like, I'm gonna bet longer and like I'll make it so that like I'm building these infrastructures for like games to go and um I think software is actually might be better than hardware.
Yeah.
Like granted, like I know like Sony makes money like not on the console, but like on the license for people to port their game over to that console.
Yes.
So um who knows? Like maybe it's just an easier business, or but I know they are gonna have like Xboxes and stuff in the future. But it's an interesting thing because like ultimately I think he forced Sony's hand to release on PC and things like that.
Yeah.
So um, but I mean, what are your takes on this, real quick?
Nothing. I think it's good. I think it's good that Xbox is spreading its games to everywhere. I think it's good that PlayStation can play Xbox games and all that stuff. I don't expect Sony to play ball. I'll be honest with you. I think Sony's going to just keep its head in the sand and be like, yeah, well, exclusive over here, because that is what sells consoles. Phil said it before. It's where it's like games don't sell consoles, but I personally think he's incorrect. I think that exclusives do sell consoles. I bought a PS5 because I could play Spider-Man on it. I mean, I regret the decision. I regret that decision because Spider-Man 2 is not worth it. But you know what I'm saying? Like people buy
Yeah,
consoles for that reason. That's why I'm on PC, because it's like you can play everything. You can get it for cheaper. Like there's so many advantages to all this stuff. So I don't know if Xbox is going to be able to compete with Sony, both like in terms of software or rather in terms of hardware. And I think they know that. So we'll see where this goes, I guess.
yeah. I mean, I apparently the Game Pass numbers are up. Like I think it's up like 2% more than before.
Okay.
So I mean, then that's crazy even after the price hike and things like that, right? So, um, yeah, man. I mean, who knows? Like maybe there's a golden future where you can get because I know there was a rumor where you can get Game Pass on the Switch, but hey, maybe you can get on the PlayStation.
Ooh,
Who
that would
knows,
be
man?
crazy.
That'd be crazy.
That would be
I mean,
crazy.
I had the perfect segue a little bit earlier ago, but basically, this we're switching into Sony news at this point.
Mm-hmm.
So, Sony right now is saying, um, you no longer need PSN for majority of the games on PC. Um, like for example, Spider-Man, you don't need a Sony account. God of War, you don't need a Sony account.
Mm-hmm.
I believe even Helldivers, which was like I think the one that like kind of struck this whole thing, like this whole discussion up in the air.
Yeah.
You don't need it, right? So they Sony essentially came out and said that now if you sign into your PlayStation account, you're gonna get rewards and like various in-game items, right? And like
Yeah.
main thing is you get to keep track of your trophies, which I mean, honestly, trophies are nice. We have one friend, I doubt he's listening, but this dude's a trophy fiend. But that and you get like some friend management. So that's nice to see, man, because it's very annoying to um, have multiple launches and multiple accounts for things, man. I'm just trying to play my game that I bought.
Yeah. It's I think it's good. I think it's one of those things where it could have been a problem that was avoided the entire time, because there are people I know that aren't ever coming back to like Helldivers because of that thing, that account setup, you know.
Yeah.
In some countries where they don't support PSN, you're kind of just out of luck. So it's one of those things where the removal of this is good, but I think the damage has been done to the games that are already out, like, you know, the games that like that you were talking about earlier.
Mhm.
So we'll see how it goes, I guess.
Yeah.
Just like how we were gonna see how the Bloodborne mod was going, and it wasn't until Sony said, "Hey, actually, aha, no," and they shot it in the face.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah. The Bloodborne 60 FPS patch got DMCA'd. So
You know what's crazy? I was actually looking into this right before this news dropped. It was insane. I was like, "Oh, let me figure out how to do this," and then like the news hit, and I was like, "Well, that's just the Lord telling me
yeah.
that I'm not allowed to." You know, it's
They hit the Pentagon.
Say it's a Pentagon. Yeah, no,
I'm
it's
quoting a TV show.
yeah. It. Here's the thing: the last at the end of the Game Awards, or no, at the end of the event where they
Yo, this again, dude.
listen. At the end of whatever event, the PS5 Pro reveal, they showed this Bloodborne trailer, and they said, they showed a trailer for everything, and at the end there was a clip of Bloodborne that said like it's all about persistence or something like that.
Perseverance.
Yeah.
Or thank you for perseverance.
Yeah, whatever the case is. And everyone's like, oh, like whatever, including myself. And then the next Sony announcement came and went and all that stuff, and nothing happened. The thing is that the rumor is that this is from people online, to where Sony might be taking this down right now because they might be working on this, their own 60 FPS update and all that stuff. So maybe, I mean, we'll see.
Major cap. Okay, so actually, I thought you were gonna say this other thing. March 24th is the 10-year anniversary. This got DMCA'd at the start of February.
Listen.
We're about a month and change.
Bro, I agree with you 100%. The thing that's changing my mind, and the thing that I'm like, oh, maybe, I'm not saying March 24th. I don't think it's going to come out March 24th. I think it's going to come. It might come out.
Make it an announcement or something.
Maybe, because what's happening now that this is also a combination of previous week's news, that Sony canceled a bunch of live service games. They freed up Bluepoint, and now Bluepoint is able to touch and mess with Bloodborne, right? The reason that they couldn't before is because they were stuck on that live service project that they had them building out. But now, you know what I'm saying? Their schedule's freed up.
Bro, this is a little too much tinfoil, man. Like, okay,
I know, yeah.
Because apparently Bluepoint found out online, right, that their games got done. They got canceled, right? So I don't think they had enough time since like end of January to kind of get things unless all they're gonna say is, hey guys, we're working on it.
That's what I'm saying. Like I think that's what it's gonna be, that Sony is in such a rapid turnaround to say, okay, listen, you guys don't have to do everything right now, but we're just gonna tell people that like, hey, it's coming, and like that's it, just to get people like up and at them. But that's what I see. But that's also me huffing mad copium and all that stuff. So there is that.
No, that's fair, man. Because initially I thought that maybe that they were worried about PS4 emulation is getting too good, or that they were getting greedy, or that they're like, oh, you need to, go a certain way. But yeah, I mean, we'll see. March 24th is we'll see in a month and some change what happens. So
Yep.
that might be a nice little Eid gift when we get to that point in time.
Ooh, that would be nice.
Yeah.
That would be nice.
Yeah. Switching gears a little bit, there is currently a rumor that there is a new God of War game in the works, apparently set in Egypt. Sony Santa Monica has apparently been
Ooh.
casting roles for a lot of Middle Easterners.
I
What
actually
would
got
they want?
a I actually got a casting call the other day.
Yeah, yeah, they just want me to wear a vest for some reason. What are you, why with Sony Santa Monica? Why with a bunch of Middle Eastern folks? Well, not really. Maybe a spoiler, whatever. Okay, look, guys, if you play God of War 1 is in Greece. God of War 2016, 20, whatever, is in freaking Norway. Mythologies can cross over left and right, crisscross.
Mhm.
So it's not that far fetched that they're gonna about to hit up Egypt and punch down some pharaohs and some freaking um some sphinxes. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Um, what do you think about this, man? Are you looking forward to this? Do you think this is going to be a prequel, or do you think this is going to be a solo Atreus game? Like, what would you want, or do you even want another God of War?
I do want another God of War just to see where they take the story, because now that Atreus' story is not done necessarily, but like it's in a good stopping point. So it's
Mm-mm.
Kratos. I'm curious to see how, because I don't know if you saw the ending for Valhalla, the game, the expansion that released for Ragnarok.
Yeah, is it just like he makes peace with his past or something, or
I won't spoil it because I don't know if I feel like that one just came out recently, but um, something like to that effect. I won't say exactly what,
okay,
right? And we can talk about it after. But essentially, like the ending
okay,
for that is pretty definitive in that, like, okay, like this is a pretty good like stopping point for this character at this
okay,
point in time, you know? So I am
yeah,
curious to see if they do the next God of War. I would like to see it. If I had to pick between Atreus and Kratos, I really do think that Atreus would be nice to see.
hmm,
Simply because Kratos, I think, has hit that full like circle of a very well developed, like flushed out character. And I think doing more kind of forces something that doesn't need to happen because he's in a good
hmm,
spot now. Then again, like I'm always down to see Kratos like kill a bunch of gods again, but you know,
yeah,
then
it's
again, he does not want to do it, so it's a different
yeah,
story slash whatever.
yeah. Geographically speaking, like Egypt is more south, and Greece is in Europe, right? Obviously, right? So like some people were saying that if this is like this could be a prequel that because like when you start off God of War 2018, he just shows up in freaking I'm just gonna say Norway for the mental picture,
Hmm.
but he shows up in like the Nordic region with with like Odin and Thor and all that stuff, right? Like
Hmm.
um but they don't tell you how he got there, and they don't say anything about his wife and all this stuff, right? He just says, "Bam, okay, I'm in the cold. What the heck happened?" So
Mm.
some people were saying like, what if this is the prequel? Um but I don't know, man. I think they like, but also like I kind of don't want to see Atreus, man, because like I don't know, man. Like like maybe like I don't know. We'll see. But
I will say, I think part of the game's charm, at least the second one, was having Mimir on your belt, and he would tell you a bunch of stuff about the world as well.
yeah, yeah,
In a
yeah,
space where he doesn't know anything, I mean, in terms of the lore, I'm very curious to see how they capture that same feeling. Because if it's just him being like, he's like, Mimir, what is this? And he's like, I don't know what this is. It's like, all right,
yeah,
dude, like I don't want to. I get it. He doesn't know. You know, like again, I'm not trying to
yeah,
hate
yeah,
on it, but I do want to see how they get around that specific issue.
yeah. Because if they do make it a prequel, because
Mm-hmm.
then they can dial back, or I guess tune up the combat, right, and make it more closer to the original trilogy, right, where it's more action and not as grounded, and you're up in the air and you're doing like DMC combos.
Yeah,
Um,
but I'm not a fan of a prequel idea because it's just like, what story beat could we learn in an already concluded story? You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, yeah, yeah. Like you're trying to fill something in that like we didn't really have a question mark on, right? But yeah,
exactly.
yeah. No, that's a fair point. Though this kind of the headline of the article that I was looking at was basically saying like, yo man, what's up with Sony? Like they first try to show you Thor, and then now potentially showing you Contra. Like, are they going after Marvel? Like, what's going on here? That was kind of a dumb joke, but I mean,
The moon haunts you. It's just like a bunch of...
wait. What if he becomes the Moon Knight? Harvey Specter. I don't know, whatever. Or is it Mark Spector?
Mark Spector. Harvey Spector's the lawyer from Seuss.
Just imagine he shows up. He's like, "Oh, I'm gonna serve you a lawsuit,
boy. Someone has unpaid parking tickets, boy." What? Yeah. So, what do you think about it being? Are you happy? You know, are you really ecstatic? Do you think Kratos is gonna build the pyramids?
Lore accurate, actually. How else? Look, they thought it was aliens. They just needed a really buff dude. That's it, man.
That's true, actually. Yeah. He was just bored, and he's like, "All right, I'll help you out," and just finished it for him.
Yeah.
He put the last piece, is what it is. Just like finishing a puzzle that you hide the piece for. He hit the last big rock, and he's like, "Boy, look what I found!" And he's gonna go, make himself look good in front of everybody.
Exactly, man. But we'll see. Maybe we'll see it in 2 years at the Game Awards.
Maybe
when it gets announced,
or this year.
Nah, I doubt it, bro.
Yeah, probably not. But we'll see. Any other stories, bits and bobs that we wanted to talk about?
I think we can probably wrap it up, man. Do you have any closing remarks for episode 11?
No, I don't think so. The only thing is that the next gas on Game Pass is going to be Lightyear Frontier. And I'm also going to be playing some Civ 7 as well, and some Doom Eternal. I was craving it a little bit, so I'm going to jump into it for now, and then maybe hopefully it'll tide me over until the Dark Ages comes out. So, and Pentiment as well. Pentiment is also going to be on my list. Nice. What about you? Cool. This coming week, any plans to play anything?
Not at the moment. I was going to say closing remarks. Play Astrobot if you have a PlayStation 5. It's just a nice game, honestly. If you're, to quote again Jake Baldino from Game Ranks, if you're tired with the current state of gaming, it's a great breath of fresh air. He said something along those lines. It's not an exact quote, but he said something like that in the before you buy. Okay, whatever. And I hope Sony realizes, like, I hope Sony does not get the wrong learning from this. I do not want, like, Astrobot's great, phenomenal, folks. I don't want this to be the next Horizon.
Oh God!
Like I want them to, like, why am I speaking as if like they're gonna hear it? They
might. You never know.
I would really appreciate if they were, if Sony leadership recognizes that, hey, you just need people, give them a decent budget. You don't need the craziest team in the world, because like you don't have to throw fire or gasoline on every fire. Just let people work with passion, and you're gonna get great games. And and maybe that they could look back at reviving Sly Cooper.
I was about to say, like, what if they bring back Sly Cooper? That would be kind of cool.
Sly Cooper would be amazing. Like Jack and
Daxter, but
a little too angsty, like has a lot of like stuff into it, right? Ratchet and Clank, they kind of butchered it, because like Ratchet was supposed to be a little more edgy and have some jokes, but like they just made him to like this like clueless kind of goody two shoes guy. Sly Cooper, man, I think it would hit the nail on the head. I think Sly Cooper would revive a franchise, a mascot, and then let them like add this, like, because like each level was like fine-tuned specifically and themed for a specific thing, So
you know what they should do?
Remake it, or
they should replace Egypt with the Sly Cooper world, and that way Kratos just goes through there and kills a bunch of raccoons and stuff.
Boy, what are you doing in my trash can? Why are you stealing my I don't know, my axe?
Yeah, there you go. But yeah, that concludes episode 11. Thank you guys for listening. If you made it this far, You don't gotta say anything. We appreciate
Yeah,
you.
man. Yo, actually, give us a thumbs up in the chat. I don't know, man. Whatever.
Oh yeah, thumbs up. That helps the video. But yeah. Alrighty, guys. Thank you. Have a good
All
one.
right, man. Take care.